Hello and welcome to Just Ride Bikes. I'm David and today I'm riding and reviewing the brand new, freshly updated Standert Pfadfinder, the German company's endurance all-road bike built around a lovely steel frame with generous tyre clearance, a sporty geometry and lots of mounts and mud guards and extra bags. And according to the company, the bike they've designed for big adventures, big rides, where you've no idea where you're going, what state the roads are in, or how long you're riding for. So the bike that can tackle anything, bar gnarly off-road gravel. But just a nice, comfort-focused, sporty riding road bike for, not for racing, but for riding those big miles, those big rides we like to do at the weekend. So I've been riding the bike for the last few weeks and I'll share my experience of the bike, ride, handling, comparison to rival bikes. But first, let me give you a tour around the bike and some of the standout features on this lovely looking bike. And firstly, the one I love the most is the fact the frame, the Columbus Spirit frame set, is now made in Europe. They found a manufacturer in the Czech Republic to make the frames for them, a manufacturer that was founded back in 1980, but in more recent times have been making cargo bikes because of a lack of demand for racing bikes. But working with them, they've managed to bring manufacturing closer to home. So that's a pretty cool story straight away. And it's a really cool looking bike. The company does have a really strong visual appearance. I love the colour on this bike and I like the white logos on the head tube and a little cool logo on the top tube. And the combination of clean, classic profile, round tubes, no drop rear stays, a very elegant, classic looking bike, but then lots of modern details. Firstly, up front, we now have full integration. A feature first debuted on carbon race bikes for maximum aero, but now finding its way onto metal bikes. Love it or hate it, it's here to stay. The popularity of it means that brands are going this route, and it does look clean, no cables to clutter the front end, and has obvious benefits when going bike packing. We put a bag there so no cables get in the way, and yeah, it does look clean. They use a data headset with a matching stem and handlebar, so very clean up front. And then on the back of the bike we have 3D printed dropouts which look amazing. They look really smooth, nicely merged into a tube set here, and they're also made in the Czech Republic by the local university, which is pretty cool. And the dropouts are UDH compatible as well, so it's future-proofed for a SRAM or Shimano group set using that new system, which we've seen with Explore 13 speed, and allows easier internal routing of Di2 wiring as well. And then the bottom bracket is a T47, so a thumbs up for that. And the bottom bracket shell has been made bigger to make it easier to route hoses and wires around the bottom bracket itself. So a nice little detail there. And then the bike is designed to be versatile, so you can fit mud guards or fenders. So ideal for winter riding in the UK or anywhere where it's raining a lot. And then we have top tube mounts for a bag there for snacks and stuff. And inside the main triangle, there are two bottom mounts, so higher and lower. So if you fit a frame bag, you can go for the lower mount and have more space for the bag and for your bottles. So yeah, lots of mounts apart from a rack mount. So you can't fit a rack, but it's not really a touring bike. You can fit a tail fin on there or a seat pack if you're going bike packing, doing that sort of stuff. So yeah, lots of versatility baked into the frame. For that one bike, possibly do everything you need. If you're not racing and you're not doing hardcore gravel, we want a comfort focused but sporty and classic elegant looking bike, and this one definitely ticks all the boxes. So let's talk prices. The range starts for a fully built bike from 4,800 euros, and you can buy a frame set on its own for 2,300 euros, and the bike here is 6,400 euros, so about 5,300 pounds in sterling, with a SRAM Force Access wireless group set, scope deep section carbon wheels, 34mm wide Vittoria Corsa controlled tyres, Physique Argo saddle, and the aforementioned Data handlebar and stem, and an all-up weight for this size 56 with no pedals fitted of 9.5 kilos. So Yeah, not super lightweight, but it's not trying to be. It's a metal bike, and weight isn't everything, as most of us know. And the company sells direct via their website. They don't have shops or dealers. And if you go to their website, they have a really cool configurator to allow you to customize the bike to your specification and to your price point. And it gives you a live preview of how your bike will look. So really nice detail. That's something that all bike brands should offer, especially those selling direct. It allows you to customize the bike and then see how the bike will look before you press that buy button. Now, before we go for a ride, and I get wrapped up because it's absolutely freezing cold right now, I can tell by the snow around me, metal bikes, steel and titanium in particular, have enjoyed a resurgence in popularity in the last 10 or 20 years, helped by the advances in tube sets from Columbus and Reynolds to offer better performance and get away from the skinny vibe of classic race bikes back in the 70s, where steel was the material of choice, and also for lots of cyclists who don't want a carbon race bike. They've had a few carbon race bikes, they don't want to have a carbon race bike that goes out of date every year. And steel bikes have a timeless appearance. I personally love the classic look of a road bike. This is how a road bike looks. Level top tube, no drop stays, round tubes, lovely and simple, classic. And despite carbon fibre being objectively a better material for building a bike, steel rides extremely well. The ride quality, if you want smoothness, is fantastic. And it still offers a choice in this world of increasingly cheaper carbon road bikes. So yes, steel has enjoyed a resurgence in the last few years and led by small companies. Not the big bike brands, they don't really want to do steel. They're all like carbon moulded frames. So the likes of Standert, and here in the UK we have Mason, Fairlight Cycles, and a host of bespoke frame builders, all offering high quality, performance focused, modern steel road bikes that still work in the modern era against an army of carbon road bikes. Anyway, enough waffling. I'm gonna get changed and find some big gloves. I'll go for a ride and I can share my experience of this bike and how it rides and how it compares to some other bikes in the category that I've ridden in the past few years. Okay, let's go for a spin. Absolutely freezing cold today. So I've got my nice big Castelli jacket on. And straight away, the bike has that clear ride quality you expect of a steel frame, a high quality steel frame. And combined with the fat tyres, the 34mm Tyre tyres, running about 50 psi for my system weight, the ride quality is fantastic and deals with all the road surfaces and the crappy conditions at this time of year. Really is an all-road bike. And when the roads are wet and slippery and covered in leaves and mud and ice today as well, the reassurance and the extra confidence you get from this setup really does count for a lot. It just makes riding more enjoyable and more pleasant. One thing that surprised me about the bike on the first ride is how quick the steering is. The steering is very light and very responsive, because normally endurance all-road bikes have slower steering. They make the bike more stable and easy to handle on rough roads and at high speed. So the steering definitely on the quick side. It's just more lively than I was expecting. And I think sporty is the best word. It's a sporty riding bike. And the fit, well, 56 centimetre, 181 centimetre tall, perfect. And the geometry is somewhere between an endurance road bike like a Roubaix and a race bike. So not as upright as a Roubaix, but not as slammed as a tarmac. And fairly similar to a Fairlight Cycle Trail. Reasonably low, reasonably stretched, got that sort of racy bike feel to it. Now of course, this bike won't be as fast as an aero carbon race bike. And you do feel the weight a bit on the climbs and at lower speeds. But on a nice flat road, get the speed up, and it holds that speed really well and does truck along very nicely indeed. So it's definitely not a slow bike, definitely more measured in its performance. Tyre choice is everything with a bike like this, and the bike has been optimized, designed around a 34mm tyre being a sweet spot, and these Victoria Corsa control tyres are a fantastic tyre. Low pressures, 50 psi, nice supple ride quality, low roll resistance, lots of traction, lots of grip. They feel really good and a good match for the bike and the riding it's designed for. And there's space to go wider, up to 38. But it's a shame they didn't push the tyre clearance out to 40 in line with a Specialized Roubaix, an MV Freight and a few other endurance bikes out there now. Just because tyres are getting wider all the time. And Pirelli, for example, have just launched a 40mm slick race tyre. So I think a wider clearance might just have future-proofed the bike a bit more. It may be freezing cold and my nose is running like a tap, but when it's bright and it's sunny and clear like this, I love it. I love riding at the time of year when it's bright and sunny. It's uplifting and motivating. And provided you wear some big gloves and overshoes and a jacket and stay warm, it's all good. And that's no reason for a bike like this. Slap on some mud guards and you have a bike that will conquer any conditions and let you face the worst weather you might have to encounter. Well, here in the UK anyway. So to round things up then, it's a comfy bike for long rides. It'll look after you no matter how broken the road surface is, yet it's still sporty and fun to ride, and the finish, the quality is definitely up there with other similar bike brands in this space, and the price is in line with those brands as well. So it's a pretty good offering. The bike I've been really impressed with the first time I've ridden one, and it hasn't disappointed at all. So a bike, if you're in the market for something like this and it ticks all the boxes you're looking for, it's one I can happily recommend. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Anyway, I'll put a link to the company website down below if you want to find out more. And if you want to see a review of some other steel bikes I've ridden here at Just Ride Bikes, then watch this video right up here. And of course, don't forget to subscribe by hitting that button down there. But that's all for today. I'm going to find somewhere warmer because it's absolutely freezing cold. I'll see you again very soon. Thank you so much for watching.